I'll be honest, a lot of times I start to wonder if I really started real estate at the right time. And as of this week, actually as of yesterday, the county that I'm in is under lockdown. I guess I should introduce myself first. Hi everyone, my name's Matt. And as you know, or if you've been following along with the series, I make videos just kind of updating how the progress of me becoming a real estate agent has been going. And I'll be honest, it's started off pretty strong, but it's recently kind of digressed. Now, when I say digress, obviously with everything going on currently, where I live, Mecklenburg County, recently just put us all on lockdown. So, we're like New York City and California at this point where we can't really leave our house. There's lines for going to the grocery store. Also just got a notification saying that we can no longer do showings with people. You can't do open houses. The only thing you can really do is like virtual tours with people. So, admittedly, this has been a really tough time to be an agent, let alone let it be like my first or second month of being an agent. So when I kind of look back on the progress I've made or the steps I've taken, of course I have to ask myself, do I regret this decision? Do I regret leaving my 9 to 6, salary, benefits, insurance, all of that, to now being kind of caught up in a standstill? And the answer to that really is no. I don't regret it at all. Being an agent definitely comes with its own challenges, but as Jim Rohn has said, don't wish it were easy, wish you were better. And it's one of those, it's a learning curve. I don't think that basing 1 month's challenges that everybody else is facing is enough of a reason for me to stop in my tracks. This is something that I spent a year and a half thinking about. I'm not going to give up after a month because I thought about it for so long, it truly would just make no sense for me to stop now. Now, with that said, I think maybe the course of what I wanted to do with real estate is starting to change. And ultimately I still want to be an investor in real estate. I'm not exactly sure in which avenue, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. But I do believe that new opportunities could be made if you just look in the right places. Also, I've always heard you should never give up on something until you've given it like a year of your time. I had a professor in college that said, for your very first job out of school, regardless how much you like it, love it, hate it, whatever, stick in it for a year. Because that just shows your commitment. It shows, it's a way to kind of build up your mental strength. And just, it looks a lot better than somebody that kind of hops around job to job to job. So I think it's too soon obviously it's too soon for me to call it quits, and I don't plan on calling it quits. I don't think anybody really expected what's going on to happen. There's no way when I was planning all of this out that I anticipated there'd be this disease going around that's going to leave everybody inside their houses. And especially as the weather starts to get nice. In Charlotte today it's like 85 degrees outside, which is awesome. But there's no way that we could have planned it. I definitely planned on the spring, this time being the busy time for me to really get started. But, it's a curveball. It's a change. I can't let that really influence how I perceive things. Now, with all of that being said, and as I mentioned, this does kind of change maybe the course of real estate I wanted to take. I think what I'm personally focusing on is I'm actually going to look into short sales or foreclosure sales. Now that's going to be a really tough part for a new agent to break into, but I think given my finance background, I think if I spend this time that I have now where business is slow, just educating myself on short sales and foreclosures, I can make this happen. Instead of looking at this as this is a fork in the road, let's just stop and not go any further. No, we're gonna, decide which path we're gonna take. Am I gonna stay on the same path? Am I gonna learn something new? And just kind of me being me, I think this is a great time for me to learn something new. Again, too, kind of back to the time frame, I've only been doing this since the beginning of February, and it's March 27th. So it hasn't even been 2 months. I saw an interview one time with John Krasinski, or Jim from The Office, and he said when he decided to become an actor, he moved to New York, and his mom said, just give it 2 years. Give it your best shot for 2 years. If it doesn't work out in 2 years, come back home and go back to your job. Because I think he went to like Brown or something for college. So he's a really smart guy. And he gave it his 2 years, and it was basically at the end of that 2 year mark, he finally got his first gig, which was to become Jim from The Office. And so I don't think just giving it such like a brief try and giving up on it is a good option. Now obviously, again, as a new agent, I haven't made much money. I still really haven't had any money coming in since September of last year, so September of 2019. So that's a challenge on its own, and I think that I'm gonna have to start looking for ways to make money. You know, of course, I'd love for this YouTube channel to make money, because that way I can really focus on becoming a better agent. I can focus on the quality of these videos, and ultimately that's the things that I want to be focusing on. But again, I know that comes with time, so I'm considering looking up for just like a part-time job, something I can do from home. My only hesitation with getting a job, and maybe one of you out there can correct me if I'm wrong here, or maybe help me out with this, is I don't want a job that's going to take away from my real estate business, and honestly, even from this channel. Not that this channel takes up a lot of my time. You know, I would say, honestly though, it takes up, every time I make one of these videos, if I'm being honest, it takes about 4 hours of my time, which, yes, I can be doing that to make money somewhere else doing something else, but I'd rather be doing this and just kind of passing along information, keeping all of you updated with me, and, you know, again, just having you follow along this journey with me, because this is honestly as real as it gets for when it comes to making a leap from one industry, full-time salary, benefits, no commission, to no commission, or I'm sorry, to no benefits, no insurance, no salary, all commission. And it's a challenge, especially when you do something like selling and buying homes, because that's not like a quick purchase. You know, when I sold people knives, those Cutco knives, that was like a real quick on-the-spot purchase. So, you know, even at a time like this, I could easily sell somebody a knife saying, you know, who knows how long we're going to be locked up in our houses, but that means you're going to be spending a lot more time with the family. And one of the best things for families to do together is to cook together. So if you had a great set of knives, it would really make it an enjoyable experience. Not only that though, it's going to be safer for your family, because you don't have to worry about dull edges and shredding and cutting your fingers. So, you know, doing those kind of sales would obviously be a little bit easier right now. Again, with the home buying process, and in North Carolina you don't get paid till like the closing date, so it's not as easy, but I don't think there's anything I'd rather be doing. And I guess maybe the final note, this will be a quick video. Again, I'm still working on my office upstairs. It's a nice day. I've got something on the smoker, so don't have too much time today, which is why this is a quick video. And I completely forgot what I was getting at there. Nice tails. Fuck. The other thing too is why I don't regret leaving my job is because I was genuinely not happy in my job. Now, it's easy to not be happy at a time like this where I'm not making any money, I'm not getting any more experience, I'm not networking with anybody, everything's just basically been halted. But I'm still so much happier than I was in my last job. And if nothing else, that's the way I have to look at it. Because I don't want to end up in that same position that I was in at my last job, where I was just like completely miserable and a completely different person than what I've ever been before. So if nothing else, at the end of the day, this is nothing more than a hiccup, or, you know, a bump in the road. We're still moving forward. I have my eye on the prize. I'm, you know, maybe taking a little bit different of a path, but I'm learning new areas, new ways for me to be successful. And at the end of the day, I'm only 25. I'm only a month into actually doing real estate. So I have time to learn, I have time to grow. If this, honestly, and I, you know, hate to think this way, but you have to have a plan. If real estate doesn't work out for me, if I even give it 2 years, I'll be 27 when this is all said and done. So I'll still have a lot of time to kind of make up for anything I might have lost over these 2 years. You know, at the end of the day, nothing ventured, nothing gained. This has been a risk, and that's part of the reason why I want to take all of you along this kind of journey with me. So if you're thinking about it, you can see it as real time as it gets. But, you know, I'm still ready to move forward. If any deal comes along my way, you best believe I'm going to jump right on it. Or if any opportunity to network comes my way, I'm going to take as much advantage of that as I can. But, you know, it's just, for me right now, I feel like it's almost, again, just continuing my learning phase. So what I've been doing for the time being, besides from these videos and making food, is just being a sponge to everything with real estate that I can, watching as many different interviews as I can, reading as much information as I can, reading the Inman News from all the real estate updates, or learning about short sales, following on Bigger Pockets. So it really, I wouldn't say business for me has stopped. The opportunities for making money has slowed down, but the opportunity for learning has dramatically increased right now. And that's really just the way I have to look at it moving forward. Not sure if that makes sense, but if getting into real estate is something you're considering, don't let a little hiccup in the road like this really stop you from doing it, because you'll never know until you give it a try. And yeah, it's expensive, and yes, it's a long time before you start making money, but I knew this going into it. So that's not going to be the reason why I stop. If I know this going into it, why would I stop? It is easier said than done, and it's very easy just to say, I'm done, let me see who's hiring in finance, but we're not going to do that. So with that said, we're just going to keep moving forward. We're going to keep doing the best we can to learn as much, or just try hard during these times. It's a weird situation, but I'm not the only one in this position. So that's the best I could say. So for everyone out there, if you're in the South and have weather like we do today, 85 and sunny, I hope you're able to enjoy it with your friends and family. For anybody that isn't as fortunate as us and doesn't have this nice weather, still hope you're safe, staying healthy, and just enjoying the time that you have. So I guess with that said, we'll end this video here. Thank you as always for your time. Really appreciate you stopping by and watching this video. Still don't feel fully comfortable saying this, but if you want, you can like the video. I just used to not like when people would force you to go ahead and just murder your laptop, hitting the like button. I didn't like that, but like it if you want. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Also, if you know why my camera, I have a Canon C6, that's what I film this on, it always just cuts off filming in the middle of this. So that's why my videos have been kind of choppy, I guess, recently. So if you know why that just cuts off, please let me know, because it's a little frustrating. I always have to basically film these multiple times and then piece it together at the end. But yeah, let me know about that in the comments below, or let me know what questions or feedback you might have, or maybe any other opportunities I should be exploring while I'm in this learning phase. And if you know somebody that's becoming a real estate agent or is considering getting into real estate, just feel free to pass this series along with them. I think that even though it hasn't been too exciting, there's still a lot that can be learned from this, so feel free to share that with them. Well, I guess as always, it's back to business for today, but please go ahead and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you Monday.